So what we have here today is some nice comfort food for this gorgeous mountain weather. We have something called Soto Ayam. Soto is basically an Indonesian broth with vegetables and different kinds of meat. Today, the Soto Ayam we're gonna do ayam is chicken. And we have the paste, which I already made back in Singapore. It's got lemongrass, turmeric, regular ginger, shallots, garlic, all blitzed together, just in a food processor. And then we just add it to the pot with chicken, potatoes, some extra lemongrass if you have some, and just cook that for about 40 minutes, an hour, till all the flavors and the chicken skin goes yellow. And we serve that with some, oh, it's great for using up your vegetable bits because you can slice up some of the ends of celery for some extra flavor. And actually we chop up the celery leaves. I think they're so underrated to be used in soup, celery leaves. They use that a lot in Hungarian cooking and as well as Southeast Asian cooking. You just chuck it in at the end. So it will be served in a bowl with some mung bean vermicelli, green bean vermicelli, some potatoes, cooked potatoes, and boiled egg. As well, we will be making a sambal, which is chili, like a chili sauce. And usually I would do it with chili putty or bird's eye chili, but we found habaneros in the supermarkets. We'll do that with some, we're gonna do that with the cherry tomatoes, but I found some leftover heirloom tomato bits, which are perfect. We're just gonna boil that really slowly in a pot and then blitz it out with some salt and sugar. Anyway, we'll take more shots as we get along with this soup. Okay, so now I've cut up the chicken because we're not so many people. We're just gonna use half of it. Also, the paste isn't that much and we want it to be nice and dense in flavor. It's not spicy, but it's full of spice. I've also cut up the potatoes and we'll throw in the sliced celery that adds extra flavor. And that we'll use for the end. And then maybe we'll just add in an extra lemongrass. You have to peel out the outer leaves. These are really great for making a tea, by the way, if you have some extra lying around. What you want to do is you want to hit it with the back of your knife so that it softens out and gets some nice flavor.
So you hit the lemongrass with the back of your knife to soften it out.
Correct, to let all the flavors come out, like how you might wring a bay leaf a little bit.
Okay.
Pretty much. So basically, I've just put the chicken into the pot. In Asian cooking, we poach all the bones or the meat or whatever before we boil it. So we poach it, chuck all the water out, cleans out all the scum, then we put it back into boiling water to get it going. So that'll just take a few minutes. So we had some boiling water. We blanched half the chicken that we were gonna use. This is something we do a lot in Asian cooking, especially Chinese cooking. It's just to get like some excess oil and scum off the top. So I'm gonna pour all of that away, then refill the pot. We just basically boil the chicken until it was bubbling for like a minute, just that all the dirt comes out, and then we'll reboil that in some fresh water again. So now I've poured away all the water from the chicken that we blanched for the Soto Ayam. So now we're gonna go ahead and put everything in and just make the soup. So that's the paste again. This paste has turmeric or yellow ginger, as it's also known, which we now know is very, very good for the brain and Alzheimer's and places where they use it a lot, like India and the subcontinent. They realize that the rates of Alzheimer's and all of these dementia is a lot lower. That's also great in a tea with lemongrass, actually. Just gonna throw in the potatoes. You can peel them as well if you want. I like to peel in our sliced celery and the lemongrass that I've bashed up. I'm just tying it up just so that it fits in the pot.
So you basically just tie
it up so it fits in the pot, and then when you see I bashed her, and now that I've tied it, it opens up a bit. So again, it just helps the flavor come out a little bit more. And then we'll just fill this up with tap water. So now I've put the blanched chicken back in the pot with the potatoes and sliced up celery and the little lemongrass that I've bashed and tied up. And then I've just refilled it with room temperature tap water, and we're gonna go ahead and boil this for how long till it's ready? You know, about an hour, I would say, for all the flavors to get the chicken to release its flavors and for the spices as well to infuse.
And what's the name of the dish again?
Soto Ayam.
And it's a very comforting, it's medicinal.
Absolutely, it's super comforting, especially in the cold weather because it has like the heat of all the gingers, it's chicken, and then we're gonna make a chili sauce that goes along with it that just complements it, and it also gets served with lemon or lime.
Oh wow.
Which we'll show at the end.
I'm the luckiest person in the world to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
So while we're waiting for the soto ayam to cook, I was explaining, Ali, what the paste is made of. As you saw, it was a really intense yellow. And it's from the yellow turmeric ginger root, which this isn't. This is white turmeric. I was really excited because I was in an Asian supermarket in Indianapolis, of all places, and I saw white turmeric, which I've almost never seen outside of, say, Vietnam and Thailand. It looks like this, like a ginger root, but it's a lot younger. And the way that we peel it in Asia is actually with a spoon. The skin of ginger, not just turmeric, but ginger comes off much better with a spoon than, say, with a knife or a peeler. Because it just scrapes off the dry bits and leaves all the good bits in there. You'll feel it, how much you can take off.
And you use this in your tea and drinks?
Yes, you can. The yellow turmeric is especially nutritious, but I guess the white turmeric as well. Well, all ginger really is very good, right? In Thailand, they even slice this up and use it as a crudité, like alongside cucumber or celery, for example, and they dip it, albeit in stronger dips than hummus or something. They do like a shrimp paste dip. So while we're waiting for the soto ayam to cook, the chicken broth, we're gonna make the sambal, which is chili sauce that goes along with it. What I've taken is just the end bits of the heirloom tomatoes left over, and you can use, you know, older cherry tomatoes, stuff that you don't want to use. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna blitz it up and then just boil it in a pot, as simple as it gets. You can use whatever chilies, depends on your level of spice. Typically we use bird's eye chili or chili padi as we call it, but I didn't find any here and that might blow the ears off some people. So I'm just using one habanero. Get all the seeds out because that's where all the spice is, and then just chuck it in there. Be careful if you've touched it and you're not used to it, you might want to wash your hands, don't touch your eyes. And then just put that in there.
And so now you're just gonna blitz this.
Just gonna blitz it up. So now we finished blitzing up the tomatoes with the habanero or chili for our sambal, for our soto ayam. Simple as that. All we have to do is just tip it into a pot. Don't want to waste any of that pulp.
Very nice.
And we're just gonna simmer that for 10-15 minutes, just so some of the water evaporates and you get the sweetness of the tomatoes. Then we'll add salt and sugar and lime. So everything's kind of ready to be plated. The sambal, or the chili sauce that's been cooked with tomato, and I use habaneros, but whatever chilies you have, that only takes a few minutes till it kind of gets like this paste-like texture. And what we want to do is just add a little bit of sugar to that, some salt, just gonna a little taste. So different with the heirloom tomatoes. It's so naturally sweet. It's so good. So let's just pour that out. And this is the mung bean or green bean vermicelli that I was speaking about. They come like this in packets, probably something with a label on that you get here from the Asian supermarket quite easily. If you do not have mung bean, you can very easily use rice vermicelli. That works as well. Or even a thin rice pasta. And all I did was just soak it in some hot water. I didn't even boil it, just boiling water. Put it in and see it gets soft like that already. And then it'll cook a little bit further when I put the soup in there. So we just want little portions.
Wow, everything smells so amazing. Chicken that's cooking in the pot. Oh.
And then we have some eggs that I've hard boiled. So we can do half in each or one in each, depending on how much you want. A little sprinkle of celery leaves that we chopped up earlier before. And then I'm just gonna pull the soup off the stove and just show you what that is like after about an hour, 45 minutes of simmering. So this is the Soto Ayam off the stove, the chicken soup. It's taken about 45 minutes, an hour, but you can see the beautiful color that's come out from the yellow turmeric, yellow ginger that I showed you. And even the chicken has taken on a little bit of a nice color from all the herbs and spices in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna season this with some salt, and I like to use a bit of fish sauce, but if you don't like it or want to use it, some tamari or soy sauce is nice. It's just to give a little added layer of umami, a layer of depth of flavor. But if you want to just use plain salt, that's good as well. So what we're gonna do now is add it to the base of the Soto Ayam that I've already prepared with the vermicelli, boiled eggs, and some celery leaves. We are going to plate some of this. So, let's see. So we have here our lemongrass. We can probably just take that out of there. So these are some of the boiled potatoes. Like I said, if you prefer to peel the skins off, you can do that. I personally like the skins. Tore off some chicken. I shred it up like this. You can shred it up even a bit more if you prefer. Put more in each bowl. Just depends on how much you want. This is a little snack or a main meal. In Indonesia, they eat it for breakfast. You would have cereal, I'm using. And then you top the soup. Try to get the ladle all the way in the bottom because it's got all the yummy bits in there. And then you pour it.
Oh wow, that smells so good, Candice. Oh, guys, I wish you were here. This is going to be our lunch.
There we go. Get just a bit more in here. Maybe we can top it with a little bit more celery leaves. You can put fried shallots in there if you like, and then of course some chili sauce. I'm just gonna go easy because I don't know how much spice you can take. We eat a lot of that in Southeast Asia. And there you go, Soto Ayam, Indonesian yellow ginger broth. Chicken.
Wow, thank you, Candice. It's just been so amazing having you here in my kitchen, and we are going to do more videos with Candice in Allie's kitchen, so get ready for some fun. Yes, okay.
Thank you.
It's time to eat.
Thank you.
Yes,
Let's
bon
go.
appetit. Yes, let's go eat.